Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. Now, this Kevin Durant fella, he has done himself no favors. He had a bad series. Let's call it what it is. His intensity of support, his effectiveness was little. And he cost his poor play was a factor in his team losing 4 games and getting no rooms. This man now want to be doing all this complaining, throwing up tweets on some BS and trying to get back at Charles Barkley for social. Like everything. Barkley ain't playing. So he's smart to be. That's his job. Not do I agree with it? Not necessarily, but I mean you gotta understand what the situation you're in. You didn't play well. You were honestly you didn't belong. As it pertains to winning games, you did not belong in that court. Because they gave you business on both ends. And you had no answer. Even you had the big game in game 4. Yeah, blew a late game free throw. And whatever chance you might have had was ended with that free throw being missed. So instead of doing all this whining and bitching and moaning, all that energy you have for Charles Barkley and any other fans and anyone else commenting you on social media, you have all that energy for them. Where was all this energy in the game? You have 4 games to display that energy. You didn't do a damn thing with that. And instead of saying, you know what, nah, I sucked. I fucked up. It was my poor play that was a key factor in us losing all these games. And now I gotta get back to work. Get with my teammates, get with the coaching staff, so this never happens again. Because I let my team down. I let my team down, I let the fans of Brooklyn down. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Why would we do that? That sounds like taking accountability. Taking responsibility. Understanding what comes with these things. Like, bro, this ain't nothing new. Excuse me. This is nothing new. This is what it is. And I think a lot of times we do, like, I think some people, not everyone, but like, and I think I've done this. It sounds like, you know, you see a few of these players and you hope that's not the case with this guy or that guy. Like, you want to believe in them, but then they show you something like this, and then you just gotta sit back and think about, like, no, this ain't surprising. This is, because when you take a step back and really analyze it, this is who Kevin Durant is. He is not your number 1 superstar. He's a number 2. And depending on where you and what school you done learned about sports, you got twos and who's or twos and fews. And Kevin Durant didn't even play like a 2 in this series against Boston. He didn't even play like a 2. Now I'm like, Kevin who? Oh, that Durant guy who just let Boston take his lunch money? do whatever they wanted on both ends of the court. It's but it's no surprise. This is what today's players are. A lot of them, not all, but it's few and far between the players that have that mentality of, nah, it's on me. I gotta do better. I gotta do everything I can to help my team do better. We lose, it's on me. If we win, hey, everyone contributed, man. And, you know, sometimes that's always, like, as obviously you need the team to help, but, like, to the levels of it, it's not always like everyone's, like, really playing well on their own. How do I say so, like, in some cases, your team is elevating you. In some cases, you're elevating your team. You know, there's certain percentages. Sometimes it's more one than the other. Sometimes it's closer to 50-50. But, you know, when these guys lose, you know, it's never, hey, no, this is on me. I got to do better. I won't say never, but a lot of times it's not just holding oneself accountable. It's making excuses, crying about this and that, and then this sense of entitlement. There's not a lot of guys who give you the sense of, nah, I gotta earn this, I gotta work for this, not that these players haven't put in any work, but talk about the greats who played the game before. Like, a lot of people discount guys like Isaiah Thompson, Dennis Rodman. Heard HD talking about it, like, and Zeno's talked about this too, and many others, like, who really understand the game of basketball, who understand the history of it. Like, and there's a lot of dudes who said that it's like, you gotta, like, there's people that are like, nah, these dudes are role players now. Like, they're really role players. They're not superstars, they're role players. And technically everyone is a role player to some extent, but, like, you got your top guy. Like, you know, you have your specialist, you have your role player. You got you got your star, maybe a superstar, but, you know, these guys want all the benefits of being a superstar, but they don't want any of the drawback. They don't want the negative consequences that come with that when you don't play well. And when they play well, of course, they want all that love. Like, listen, you ain't gonna be liked by everyone. Like, there's people just not gonna like what you're doing just cause. Like, it happens. Like, but these guys don't know how to embrace not being liked. Listen, I'm not liked, though, and that's okay. I don't care if I'm liked, like, by the general public, because I don't like people. Like, people don't like me. I don't like people. So it goes hand in hand, at least for me. So, like, unless there's, like I wouldn't say I don't care about it at all, but it's so low a priority. Like, if you're not liked, you're not liked. And it is what it is. Like, so KD, he didn't play well. He played like a pansy. His mentality was that of a guy who got bullied. Like, the Celtics punked him and he had no answer for it. Now everyone's getting on his helmet and well, I mean, we know he had thick skin, but it's showing once again. And it's just like, yo, Kevin Durant, you're supposed to be better than this. At least the expectation is that you're better than this, but maybe that's on us expecting too much from him. Like, the media portraying some of these guys like all that, and like, some of them are good players, like they have some great abilities and whatnot, but they're not. Maybe maybe we gotten too comfortable with kind of guys too soon, and some of these guys aren't really compared to the all-time greats, like the guys who played the game in the past and really understood how to play the game. And that wasn't the case. Like, you know, a lot of the players today, they don't match up, and we expect that, like, we have this expectation of them that there are these guys, and they're really not. They're just, they got a lot of talent or a lot of their skill, but there's not that mesh of the mentality that put, like, get to work mentality. Whether I succeed or fail, I'm gonna do everything I can. Like, I want this, I'm gonna exhaust all avenues available to me to get to the result I'm looking for. And if we get to it, then that's perfect. If not, well, we just gotta work harder for next time until there's no more opportunities. Because, listen, there's only a finite amount of time you get to play in this league, in any sports league. But I think we gotten, and it's not intentional for some people, but it's just what it's ended up being, that we found these guys too soon, and they really hadn't proved that they belong on that level. And then, you know, there's always the thing of recency bias and whatnot. But I will say this: Kevin Durant is persona non grata right now. He is just, hey, there's an off button on your phone, just hit it, get back to work, like, go on the, like, you know, talk to the organization, say, hey, no, these are things. I'm not talking about roster moves, like, hey, this is what we should be working like this. We need to get back in the gym. We need to start practice. I don't know what's allowed with the CBA and whatnot, but, like, find ways to be better as a team overall. So, you know, any case, I think that's my signal to get the heck out of here. You know, hit the like button, share, subscribe, all that. Till next time, Scrub Zero, pitcher on the flip side.